Hey yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk, guys. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in and happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. I believe that's when this one's going to go out. We have Doomslinger, who is anonymized. He's in his IS-2-2, the IS-22, the Ballerina, and he is here on Windstorm, Eisenberg, Hauer, Mannheim line. It's Mannheim line. I will never. Now it's a thing, right? I've made it a thing. That's my thing. I don't know what map it is until I look. That's what I'm just gonna stick with that. So he sent me this replay and said, "Hey, I got a replay with epic base defense." I'm like, all right, well, let's take a look at that. I always have to wonder how we got to base defense, but let's take a look and see what happens. Spawned into the northeast and heads down here to the lower brawling area, and very quickly the T-71DA dies. I really don't know why. The T-71DA went there. I can't. Cannot comprehend. Here's another thing I can't comprehend. Watch what happens right here. These guys come around. There used to be... Can I just pause for a minute? Can we just talk about how this used to be such a great brawl down here? And then when they changed the map and made it nearly impossible for the red guys to get down here without getting waxed and thumped. And now you have this. And part of the reason this particular match plays the way it does is because they screwed the map up. Let's just see... I'll talk about it when we get there. But here's another thing I can't comprehend. Okay, I don't know why the T-71 went where he was. I also don't know why. What? Why was the KV-3? Why did he just drive along there without even thinking about someone on the ramp? What on earth? We take a hit there. This is a nice shot. Watch this. Book. The T-100, the VK-100 is trying to, please don't shoot me in the tumor. No. Oh, nope, I'm going to shoot you in the tumor twice. And then, now he's got no hit points. It's not a tumor. So they've won this pretty easily. We got the Defender. The Defender will play into this a little while later. He ends up having a pretty good game. But one of the reasons this particular map plays this way is precisely because the red team has no hope down here on this corner anymore. And whether it's partly because they do have a weaker spot, or it's because it is the perception is that they have a weaker spot, or a combination of it's slightly weaker and the perception is that it's much weaker. We just never really get a brawl down here. Every now and again, and I like to do it from the red side, I like to come down here and fight them. And usually if the red side does that, there's a nice brawl, nice fight, and you can actually do pretty well. But what typically happens is what you have right here, there, on the mini-map, is the green team has won the south, and there's not too many guys trying to push in up there, so there's nobody else to shoot in the side, and now we have a Doomslinger looking at the map going, ooh, I think the north is probably in trouble, and he heads back to cap, and that is pretty typical. The other thing that's pretty typical is you'll see the green guy still just kind of hanging down there. There's no artillery, so the Defender really can't be hurt too badly. It would take a good pen shot, or maybe presenting a little bit of some side turret armor, or just a lucky pen shot to actually pen him, unless he comes up and over too much. So he's in a pretty safe spot. He's got an 8.8 hold down around the corner, so probably not going to get pushed too hard down there, at least while there's not very many organized going after him. So we've got Doomslinger. He heads all the way back to cap, because just like we talked about, the north is losing, and that's usually where the red guys go. So this is kind of how this map goes these days. You get a strong push in the north with whatever the light and medium stuff of the red guys, and sometimes a heavy or two will join. You got kind of a desultory sort of, hey, what's going on down here in the south from the red team. Occasionally you get aggressive red team who pushes down low, and that's usually a recipe for trouble for the green team, but this one's going pretty standard the way this map goes since it's been changed. So now all of a sudden we're down 7-9. The T-20, what is he doing in the middle? I just noticed that. I've already watched this once, and I did not notice there was a T-20 just sitting down there in a bush, I guess. Is there a spot to hide? Is that a rock? He must be up against a rock, or is he just... That's the weirdest thing. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing down there. Anyway, we have Doomslinger come back to the cap. He's got a Su-100M1 right there. The T-20 doing I don't know what, a JT-88, and the Defender. So we're in a bush. But I think for me, Doomslinger, I probably would have continued to push around. What I would be more interested in is being in these... Stop it. Is being in these bushes. Let's see. We got to look down below here. is being in these bushes up here. That's where I would like to be so that I can see guys coming from this area right here, come up through here. But you're going to hang back a little bit. This does allow you to cover his back end right there. So as far as that goes, yeah, it's probably a pretty good spot for keeping the Su-100M1 from getting attacked from behind. The Su-100M1 turned around, and I'm wondering if they saw him do that, because watch what happens here pretty quickly. Get a nice little shot into this guy. Nicely done. Now also I want you guys to strap in, man. Strap in, because we're going to get some double barrel action going on here. Old Doomslinger actually has a pretty good feel for when to use this, and this is something I need to start learning. So I took notes here. I liked what he was doing with it, so just we'll get to it. So he takes a shot. No artillery once again. So part of why this works so well for him is there's no artillery to dig him out of this hold down spot. So TL1 LPC is right there. The scout was down there. The HTC dies to the defender. It looks like the defender's getting pushed. We got a protector down there. And this is what I'm talking about. These are the guys coming in that I'd be a little bit worried about. Gets one shot on him. This guy doesn't quite get away. Oh, we bounce him. And we'll go ahead and pull back. So the M1's a little bit worried about getting shot in the back. We've got a Progetto. We still have the LPC hanging out in the middle. We've lost our T20. Now the defender's getting gang tackled. Now just watch. He's been pretty busy down there taking guys on. Just watch how long he actually lasts. Down there doing some good work. He's got 5 kills. 5 kills. And you can't even see his icon anymore. He's been buried. He's definitely getting dogpiled by the enemy right here. And we got Doomslinger guarding the cap back here. And that's kind of why I say I would like to have been over on that side, over that away, man. I really think that would have been the best. That's a nice shot right there. Now you've got a Skirta going in, and I don't know, he takes a bad line and he eats that shot, and he probably regrets that immediately. And down goes the defender. You know how long ago I mentioned him? He finally dies down there. The JT-88 looked like he was trying to help, but now he's a casemate TD, but he actually gets out the prototype. That was a huge kill. The TL1 LPC thinks he's going to run around behind. Watch this. I didn't realize what he was doing at first, but he just double tapped that guy. Nicely done. He eats a shot from the Progetto, tries to get away, eats another shot. And that kind of hurt. The 8.8's about to die down there. I don't know if he gets I think he kills one more of those guys. So he's doing some good work actually down there. Doomslinger's pushing in on this guy. Now watch this. Little bounce. There we go. Getting reloaded. And here it comes, folks. Oh, this is going to hurt. Double tap. 572. That's one of the intangibles about this particular tank, or the 2-barrel tanks. That double shot ability to clean up guys that normally would not be one-shottable by a tier 8 heavy tank, right? This is a 300 Alpha gun, as I believe it's a 100 millimeter. That's right. So it's not the premium version 122 that does 390. So you're looking at about 600 for a double tap, but still, usually tier 8 heavies are sitting at what, 390. There's some 440s for the Defender, but we're talking possibly 600 on this thing, and that changes the calculus of those end game pokes and fights, much like that one right there. He just double taps that guy, and he doesn't have to worry about any more reloading or autoloader action from the Progetto. He just nukes the thing. He's done that twice now. He got the LPC in the same way, whereas if he'd have taken one shot, that LPC may have actually scooted away before he could shoot the second shot, even as he has an autoloader-ish kind of tank, double barrel. But the double shot lets you go just send both of them down range and thump them. So that's really pretty nice. Now here comes the third one. He's thinking, oh yes, this is going to be great. I am going to double shot you too. Dun, 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 dun. Boom. 309. Now that may have been slightly overkill because a slightly high roll on one shot, but kind of the same thing applies. There was no real possibility, excuse me, of him low rolling that shot. Right? 309 is the points that thing had. I don't even think it can low roll enough on that. So again, that really changes that end game stuff. I might, if I'm running around a Super Pershing against a 300 Alpha or a Super Hellcat against 300 Alpha Heavy, I might go, well, you know, if I get lucky, he might low roll me. Well, not with the double barrel. If he double taps you, there is no lucky as far as that goes. So 3,589. There was a conversation I sort of ignored, but I'll talk about it right now because I think it's important for Doomslinger and for everybody to think about here. The conversation that I ignored up till this point was some jack-jawing between Doomslinger and the Defender. Doomslinger said something to the effect of, "I carried you." I think the Defender was salty because he kind of got left alone and got jumped on. But the point is that they both did about 3,500 damage. So really, this win had a lot to do with both these guys. The Defender for holding him off right there and actually taking a couple of them out of the mix before he went down, swinging. Probably a little irritated, he didn't have a lot of support, but he also didn't turn back around. So I think if he'd have come back with Doomslinger, they might have had an even better time back up there. But as it was, he did a really nice job taking him down. So for Doomslinger, for your side, make sure that you're kind of looking at the big picture on what's going on before you start telling people you carried a game, because you did a nice job, but he's got 5 kills and did a really important part of this battle, which was not let this flank down here completely collapse. And the other thing he did that was nice is he didn't just drive across the open and push, which was also good. For your part, you did a nice job going back to the cap and dealing with the collapsing flank and doing a good job with that. So I think really, at the end of the day, both of you deserve a lot of credit for the win on this one. I just wanted to throw that out because I find myself doing that myself on occasion, where I get irritated, and you'll see me on stream, I'll do that. I'll get irritated at what somebody's doing, and I'll say, "Oh, that guy did yada yada." And I like to do that sometimes because when I come back out and I look at it, I'll say something like, "Well, I bet that guy didn't do any damage." For whatever reason. I'll get back there and look at it and go, "Ooh, he did 2,500." Or I might go, "Okay, I was right. He did 400, didn't do anything." But the point of that is, don't be so sure about what you thought happened during a battle because you're really busy doing your own thing. Wait till you kind of get some of the more info out there, and then as a general rule, there's no real reason to get in on it, get into it with people. I know I do it too at some point, or at some points along the way. But as a general rule, it's best to just kind of ignore all that stuff. But that's all I've got. Really nice job, man. That was enjoyable to watch. The old when your flank go back. I don't know if there is another singular excellent tactic in this game that is as important as when your flank and go back if your cap is threatened. There really just isn't. There is almost no other thing you can do consistently in this game that creates wins more than just that mentality of not pushing bad flanks and going back and defending your cap if it's threatened. So there you go. Another great example of it. You see it over and over. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. That's all I've got. I appreciate your support of the channel. If you'd like to find a way other than watching the videos, which I do appreciate, then look down in the description and you'll find ways right there to support Guido and 1212 Gaming and my creations. That's all I've got. We'll see you guys later. Have a good Saturday.